wow. Just wow. There's no other words. This movie is just wow. Captain America Civil War. So this is like my second or one, I don't even know right now. My mind is blown right now. Captain America Civil War has been one of my most anticipated movies of all year. And so we're finally here. The movie comes out next Friday. I get to see it a week early, which is the most coolest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I get to go to school tomorrow and no one has seen it except for me. That is the coolest thing ever. So let's get into this. There's no spoilers, of course, my regular review, so let's get into this. So Captain America Civil War is the third installment of the Captain America trilogy, and this is the beginning of Phase 3 for Marvel. This is after Ant-Man, Avengers 2. This is the new Marvel movie, and so basically the movie is about Captain America and his new set of Avengers. They're beating up terrorists, they're stopping terrorists, they're working together and all. And then Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. gets told from a citizen, or he gets told from other people, hey Iron Man, superheroes, look what y'all did. Look what y'all did in Avengers Age of Ultron. Look what y'all did in Winter Soldier. Look what happened to S.H.I.E.L.D. Look what happened. Like, look what happened. People are dying, there's destruction. We need to keep superheroes calm. We need to keep them mandatory, whatever. And Iron Man's, you know what? Yeah, that is so true. We need to do that. And Captain America is not having that. They are superheroes and they need to act when they need to act. And now, boom! Civil War. Iron Man versus Captain America, and Avengers have to pick sides, whatever, and they all team up together to fight each other. And this is Captain's movie. One of the biggest worries I heard for this movie was this movie's gonna be too bloated, but no, I swear, this is Cap's movie. I have to admit, if I had to critique something, but I still really like this. When you see trailers for this, you're like, oh, Civil War, yes, this is a big comic book installment, I cannot wait. This movie, the main story is Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes. That is the main story. In my opinion, this is the main story. It's between them. He's a vigilante. He's going Winter Soldier again. He's gonna break it. He's gonna be an outlaw, whatever. He's gonna go save Winter Soldier. He's gonna join them, and they're gonna work together, and they're gonna be vigilantes, pretty much. That's how I saw it. And so Iron Man's gonna go after him, and they're both gonna argue, and it's gonna lead into one of the biggest fights and best scenes in a superhero movie I have ever seen, and that is the airport scene that you see in the trailers. That scene is amazing. I mean, like, it was awesome to see all these superheroes come together and just fight. And I mean, like, they are fighting, like fighting to death kind of fighting. They are fighting each other, and it is awesome, and it is great. It's hilarious. There's some funny moments, there's some action-packed moments, there's some intense moments. There's even a really sad moment at the very end of this movie. This movie hit me right in the heart, man. They are not like just punching each other. They are beating each other. When you saw the trailer in with Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes beating the crap out of Iron Man, when you watch that scene in this movie, you're like, they are hitting each other. They are fighting each other. These two superheroes who have been friends forever, for a long time, are punching each other, trying to kill one another. And after this movie ends, it just ends with me thinking, how is Marvel going to do this? Where are they going to go next? What's happening? What's going to happen? I am just so excited for the next phase movies. After this movie was over, I just didn't know how to, like, where are they going? Again, all around, the acting is great. Everyone does a good job. Martin Freeman does a really good job as this, he's like a guy who's pretty much stopping Captain America. He comes in and he pretty much takes everyone's stuff away. The mustache guy from The Incredible Hulk, he was really good in this movie. Don't worry, I'm saving the two characters for the end. Don't worry, I know everyone's waiting for me to talk about certain two characters. I'll wait for that. Iron Man was a great character. He really, there's some good grief in Iron Man in this movie. There's some really, you really felt like when I walked in this movie, I was pulling for Team Cap. Midway through this movie, I was going Iron Man, Cap. The Russo brothers, amazing directing. The action scenes are so gritty. They're great action scenes. They're not shaky. There's a few shaky parts, but this movie, it's directed beautifully, in my opinion. There is great directing. There was some intense scenes. The Russo brothers, I cannot wait to see them do Infinity War. They are the best Marvel cinematic directors, in my opinion, right now. They did a great job balancing off these characters. Vision and Scarlet Witch, those two were interesting in this movie. I really like them. Black Widow, Jeremy Renner, they were all great in this movie. Paul Rudd, I am so glad Ant-Man is part of this universe. Ant-Man was a great addition. He's got great humor in this movie. Paul Rudd, he's just perfect as Ant-Man. I loved Ant-Man and everything in this movie. All around the acting was great. The guy from Rush is in this movie, which I didn't even know. Like the French dude, he's in this movie. But we'll get that to in a minute. So, one of the biggest positives I have to talk about, and I know this is the one everyone's been waiting me, and this is the one I've been wanting to talk about. I've been saving for the end of this review. Black Panther and Spider-Man. Black Panther is awesome. He is a badass. I want to see his movie right now. Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther is so good. Like, my mind is blown how good he did. I want to see more Black Panther. His claws are so cool. He is an awesome character. I love his introduction too. He plays really like how his story connects with this movie. It's perfect. It's really perfect. I loved Black Panther in this movie. I am shocked at how much I really liked him. I want to see more. But now let's talk about it. My favorite superhero of all time is Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I own all the movies, even Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I will admit this. This Tom Holland as Spider-Man in this movie stole the show. This is the best Spider-Man. I admit it. He had the wits. He had the smarty pant ass kind of comments, whatever. He was awesome. I loved his suit. There is more of him than they show in the trailer, but I will not spoil anything, I promise. But all I can say is, Spider-Man, dude. Spider-Man. It is just so cool to see Spider-Man on the same movie with Iron Man and Captain America. And him fighting too, it was great. Spider-Man is one of the best parts in this movie. I cannot wait for Spider-Man Homecoming. I love Tom Holland. I loved Spider-Man. He is one of the best parts. And now my only negative. This is a huge negative. Okay, in the trailers, I thought the whole movie was about Civil War. There's no main antagonist. Well, there is. There is a villain in this movie, and I have to admit, if they didn't even show him in the trailers, I had no idea there was going to be a villain in this movie. Like, in the very beginning, I knew Crossbones. Is that his name? Crossbones? The guy from Winter Soldier. I knew he was in it, but the main villain, I did not know this character was in it, and it was a terrible villain. It was so forgettable villain. Like, honestly, it just wasn't as a good villain as I thought it was. Like, I had no idea he was in the movie, and every time I just showed him, I was like, go back to Civil War, go back to Captain America and Bucky, just go back to that kind of stuff. Don't go back to this villain. I don't care for this villain. The villain sucks, in my opinion, in this movie. That is the only criticism I have. The villain sucks. But again, this movie is about Iron Man fighting Captain America. Captain America, after what happened to Hydra, he can't trust the government controlling superheroes. Iron Man, he can, but Hydra happened. That's what makes the Captain America so, like, greedy and not trustworthy. And that is a great storyline. Those two fighting each other, two best friends. You really feel like these two guys, they are great friends. After this movie just leaves you like, what's next? How is the Avengers gonna happen after this? And the ending of this movie is perfect. Honestly, this is one of the best superhero movies I have seen in a long time. Deadpool was great, but this is the best Marvel Cinematic movie ever. And I might not give it an A+, because that villain does suck. But I can say, in my true fanboyisms, Civil War is 100% my favorite Marvel movie. I loved it. Spider-Man was amazing. Black Panther was great. Iron Man vs. Cap was a great storyline. The Civil War, everything around Civil War was amazing. The real story with Bucky and Steve Rogers, that's amazing. That story was great, and I'm glad that they did that, because this is Captain America's movie. His name is in the title. Civil War is a must-see next Friday. I cannot wait to see this movie again. Captain America Civil War gets a very, 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 very high A. It is not an A+ just because of that villain. It bothers me I'm not giving this movie an A+ because I really love this movie. I love this movie. This movie was awesome. I loved it. I cannot wait to see it again with my friends. I am so excited. Go see Captain America next Friday. It is the best movie of the year so far, in my opinion. Even though I gave it an A, it is so up there. I love this movie. And don't even be like, oh, do you hate DC and you love Marvel? I like Batman vs. Superman. I'm one of the few people who actually like the movie, but I didn't think it was all great. But I love Civil War. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this early review. I am so glad to see this movie early. I can't wait for school tomorrow. I'm going to go to school and I'm going to be like, hey, guess what I saw last night? Spider-Man, Black Panther. Oh yeah, you want me to tell you who dies? Or you tell me who lives? You want to have to the very end? I can't wait to tell you that. Anyway, guys, you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.